Ka, which stems from the word Cain. Man and civilization started in the Americas. Civilization was much more advanced and people traveled and worked around the world like they do today. This Fulani man gives a breakdown of how so many so-called Africans actually didn't arrive until the 1800s. He explains how many of these tribes actually came from Asia and Europe, much of them coming in the late 1800s. Look, there's plenty of literature on it. Look, he exposes how much of African history has been fabricated so that the invaders can write themselves in and claim the land. He states many of the waves came from Caucasia. That's why it's called the Black Sea. You can see a black Caucasian to the right here, and your recessive mutated versions. He says the Fulani word for the word Caspian comes from the word Ka, which stems from the word Cain. Cathane or Catholic comes from Cain. That is why the Pope literally kisses the feet of these so-called Sudanese people. Of course, Rome is Edom, which was taken over by Japheth and Cain by way of Chittim. Edom was red-brown or ready to start, but he also bred with Ishmaelites, which gave us some of these dark Edomites. All dukes are of Edom. This man's tribe invaded Africa and is a duke. Look, see? Just like this man and his tribe. The pale versions are the front office people. The Ashanti are from Europe. There are so many conflicts because nobody really has any right to the land. It was never designed for man. There are red-black, yellow-black, and blue-black people, and they're not all the same. The Shona tribe are from Persia. Many tribes are from so-called Mesopotamia. The Middle East went through an apocalyptic reset. It wasn't always a desert. This is the Strait of Hormuz. The Fulani themselves, among many others, come from Arabia, which is another source of many Edomites. And a large number of so-called Africans are actually from India. Look, most of them arrived in the so-called Middle Ages, and many arrived around 1500. The Khan takeover of Asia pushed an abundance of people out. The Fusang or Fushang started the Shang of Asia. Their records were reset. Even the people we call Indians in the modern day are from America. The original Rome is in America. Columbus's quest for Jerusalem was in America, and apparently he knew an apocalypse or reset was coming. America was already built up, as you can see, but the reset was underway or just happened. There was a worldwide civilization that was taken over by force, evangelically. Islam and matrilineal Judaism are a part of that cabal. They were not separate and they were contemporaries. Look, Muslims even prayed to Jerusalem. The cabal is diverse. Look, their mark is everywhere. Look, see? It's ubiquitous all over the realm, especially the Northeast, which was Greece and Rome. The mark of conquest. Conquest. Nothing has changed. A clan member built Mount Rushmore on the site of the 6 grandfathers or 6 kings, the Vikings. A pilgrimage is a journey to a holy land or sacred place. That's why there were pilgrims coming to America. There is no stratigraphic evidence that the modern day Holy Land is the Holy Land of the Bible. Look at Professor Gunnar Hyson's work. It's obvious. And I understand not trusting stratigraphy because the surface has been melted down several times. And these so-called tombs in Israel are a front, blocking the excavation of the melted city beneath. And the cosmos around us have likely changed as depicted in Joshua. But the biblical geography matches the Americas. Man and civilization started in the Americas.
And we're looking at black Caucasians that colonized Africa. And our boy Barry is from Africa. And digging into a little more of Barry, this brother is full-blown African. His YouTube page is in nothing but African. His interview with Kuimero was broken up. Best English he had, he put it on the table. I gotta take my hat off to this dude because he's speaking some knowledge. So it don't get no more African than Barry, and ain't none of y'all little panties over here is gonna debunk what this dude's saying because he's living on the land. You ain't gonna tell him what's true and ain't true. This is a real African telling some truth. He ain't hiding it. So let's get it, y'all. Part 6.
Is the name of Cain in the Bible.
All right, he's saying from Cain, and I'm just going to read what Naughty Top says in the chat. He says, Kawa, or Kawa, is crow, and Kala is color black in Hindi. They're from sons, okay? So there you go. We know Kara. Kara means black too, Kara. Caucasian don't mean white, all right? It comes from the same root thing as black. You guys understand what he's trying to break down? That's why the Black Sea is there too. All right? Listen.
Cain. When you say Cain, and in the Arabic language, it means it is said Padil. So the Black Sea in plural.
Hold up real quick, y'all. I'm getting deja vu. I think he described belt already, and let's go right here.
And thought in the so-called ancient Egypt was the same God. There was the real alchemist, the people that work with fire. This just like you have Will Smith in USA.
Hold up, y'all. I'm sorry. Should have had my shit together.
In Egypt, the cat was sacred in Egypt. The snake was sacred in Egypt. The cow was sacred in Egypt. But these people, they eat dogs. They use them to make voodoo things, voodoo sacrifice.
And that picture made me think something, right? And then the one down here. And put it together. Remember when they always say they was kings and queens, right? Which clearly we can see they was. But every time I see them in their kingdom, their head is bare. And then they said that, they stole the artifacts from Africa, whatever, and brought them to Europe, which we know is a collaboration of both, African and American, but nevertheless, these were the black Caucasians of Europe. So why would they wear either nothing on their head? They should be dressed like this, with the crown, the ones that were stolen from Europe. They ain't go to Africa and steal no crowns. Not like this. They went right next door and stole them, y'all. They went right next door. But you know what the cool part about it is? The Africans would defend these people to the end. And that's why I think they in cahoots with each other. Right? Because the attention is not what was stolen from them. It's what they can get from America. And that's concerning, y'all. I don't care how you slice it. That's concerning. Why ain't they going after these crowns or the European jewels and ruples and rubies and gems? Why they ain't going after that? Why are they going after what your people went through? I'm just saying, y'all.
They eat snakes. They eat cats. They eat human flesh. So that meaning their spirituality is very opposite to ancient Egypt.
Alright, right here, while he was talking, I was looking through the pictures of this guy. Look at right here, guys. Look how he's dressed up. Look, he has a zephyr. He's holding that little ball. He looks just like the Moorish painters of Europe.
Yep.
He looks just like the so-called, the Black Magi. They try to say it's Maurice, Saint Maurice. Look at him dressing like Saint Maurice. It must be Halloween. It must be Halloween where he's from. Dressing like Saint Maurice. Yeah, right. That's what they dress like. That's what he dressed like, because his ancestors from Europe dressed like that.
Uh-oh.
His own peoples have mentioned coming from Ukraine. Listen,
Turkey,
Asia Minor. Look what he's dressed like, guys. They did a whole flip of history on us.
So Pan-Africans, again, what part of Africa are you exactly from? Balls in your court, baby. Balls in your coat, baby. What part of Europe are you really from? Oh, I'm sorry, Africa. You don't even know, because you took your spit kit. You took your spit test and it said I'm from Africa. And the Africans from Africa ain't even from Africa, fool. You claiming a desert. Woo! But carry on, y'all. Believe in your little kids. Your
We're
little
talking about
kids.
resets. You guys are into that whole reset, mud flood, old world.
$100 tell you where you're from.
Then if you're into that, then this should be easy for you to understand. This was one of the resets. This is what they did during the resets. They whitewashed history.
Yep.
They hit certain people that invaded certain people and took over their identity. I'm talking about all over the world, not just in Americas. You see, it happened in Africa.
Now I'm gonna flash some pictures while he's, talking, and I'm gonna show you that these people were the Slavics. They were always the slaves. See, this dude threw it on your back. Had to make him the big bad man. And you know what? Just like the JEWS, the dude told him, you guys will never be broke again. And what do we see today? They told the YT man the same exact story. Listen to us and you will never be broke again. Yeah, they will call you this and that, but at the last time, the last little words, you be laughing at the bank. Just listen to what we say and don't give up the secret, and we gonna kiss your feet.
He's like, yeah, I'm living good. Yeah, I'm the king. I'm the king of the dukes. King Duke of Calabar.
You see, they come from the ancient Greek worlds that become the Ottoman world. It is the same people that fight the spirituality of Jesus.
Come on, he said the Ottoman War.
The Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, or Orient Byzantine Empire that fights.
Now this is why I want you to listen up. I almost forgot this nigga's name. Unix. This is where I want you to pay attention to. He's talking about the Greeks, homie. And it wasn't YT. And here's the fact.
It is that empire that become, after Muhammad came, they become the Umayyad Empire. The Umayyad Empire was against the first Muslim. Then, after they changed their name, they become the Abbasid Empire. After they become the Ottoman Empire. It is the same people. In the same place. The Islam, the true Islam, comes from Africa to the Caucasus, to the Turkey that you see today, and around the Caucasus, Armenia, Turkey. But the people that overcome Islam is from the Caucasus. Then they write the so-called Hadith books to set up a new Islam. The Islam.
All right, y'all. We're going to come back. I thought it was going to be over. Let's run it, nigga.
This palace is the first of the Ashanti people. The Ashanti people, for example, is in the south of Ghana. They are in the south of Ghana and the south of Ivory Coast. But this palace, they built it with the English white men. So they was living together. When you go to Senegal, the so-called Wolof was living with the white men in the coast of Senegal. So the point is, they came together. This is not that the white men came, find them there, then start working with them. No. They came together in Africa. But after they win, they write their own story. But where did they come from? They came from the Ottoman world.
Yeah.
Ottoman world is around Greece, Turkey that was called Asia Minor Asia. Minor Asia. Turkey, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, Iraq, Iran, South Arabia, they was there.
Okay. So some of the Ashanti groups, some of the African groups that are coming in, he's letting you know what? Listen up, like we've been learning about the other ones, right? Coming from Asia Minor, Turkey, he's going to let us know that was the actual real place that was called Europa, that Asia Minor place in Turkey, that was the actual Europa, not the Western Europe. All right, coming from there, Saudi Arabia, Palestine, Iraq, all right? Listen, how does he know this? He knows this without watching the videos that I have, guys. Like, this is from what his people know about these people, right? And it's correlating with the research we've done. It's matching everything. Listen, you're talking about the Ashanti people, right?
Oui.
Okay.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have some videos on the Shona, on the Husa.
Back in Africa, we shall examine who the Negroes are, who are the Africans, and who are the Fulanese. Ideally, we shall try to explain or show that the Fulanese are neither Negroes nor Africans. And based on that, we will put in some documentation that shows on how the Fulanese conducted slave raids, and that will take us to where we are going. We need to note that the slave trade was for Negroes wherever they were found. So the idea that the slave trade was restricted to coastal areas or towns is clearly unfounded, and that all blacks are not Negroes and all Africans are neither Negroes nor blacks. So if a Negro became Muslim during the slave trade, or if a city or a town converted to Islam, they were no longer eligible for the slave trade. So ideally, the slave trade is purely a religious war waged by Muslims and Christians against the Negroes, who they classified as pagans at that time. We need to remember that the Fulanese are not from Africa. They are of doubtful origin, and the Fulanese are predominantly Muslim. And the slaves must be pagans and Negroes in order to be eligible for the slave trade. It doesn't matter if a slave was pregnant or sick or anything. Every Negro that was a pagan was classified as a slave. So the Fulanese were neither captured nor ever sold. So you can't sell them, you can't capture them. So ideally, you see that the idea that Africans sold out Africans has already collapsed, if there were people who couldn't be bought or sold. And if you looked at it by basic common sense, is an Egyptian as you see them today an African? If yes, were they sold? No. Whatever story they said were stories. So we're going to look at the history and the facts to be able to ascertain what could have transpired. If we quickly reference the missionary history of Sierra Leone, written by Reverend Henry Sedal and published in 1874, we see where it tells us who the Fulanese were. So we see on page 13 that it...
Let's go back to Lamin. Lamin, let us know. What's up?
Where did they come from?
Okay.
Because they came in Africa. When we study their story, we don't have trace. They don't have roots or traces in Africa before the time of the coming of the white people.
Okay.
The most ancient traces goes to is first at the start at the same time when the white men came in Africa.
Yeah, I know. I'm sharing like the rulers from the Caucasians that he's talking about.
Okay,
So you
exactly.
can
So exactly. So that's good. So right now, what you're showing is the ruling ethnic group that he's talking about invaded when they came in. The Europeans. These are the European descendants, maybe, or the people. Is that what you're saying? They're the ones that are leaders now.
explain to us who are those people, that who are all those rulers.
Yes, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So I want to make it clear that these people, they don't have trace in Africa before the time of the colonization. Before that time, they don't have trace, they don't have background in Africa. They have nothing to prove that they was living in Africa before the time of colonization. You see it now?
Yeah, we can see it now. So go ahead and tell us.
So this palace is the first of the Ashanti people. The Ashanti people, for example, is in the south of Ghana. They are in the south of Ghana and the south of Ivory Coast. But this palace, they built it with the English white men. So they was living together. When you go to Senegal, the so-called Wolof was living with the white men in the coast of Senegal. So the point is, they came together. This is not that the white men came, find them there, then start working with them. No. They came together in Africa. But after they win, they write their own story. But where did they come from? They came from the Ottoman world.
Yeah.
Ottoman world is
Listen.
around Greece, Turkey, Turkey that was called.
Yeah. So these are British troops right here. It says Britannic.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
After they win, these armies, they don't go back with the white men in Europe. They stay there.
Yep.
Then they set up ethnic groups. They set up ethnic groups after they cut the land and make these so-called countries. They set up ethnic group in every country, and these ethnic groups is the one that is ruling the country till now. Right now in Africa, why is too much war in Africa? It is because the ethnic group that was set up by the ancient colonial armies, is the one that is still ruling in Africa. That's the problem. Now I will talk about the origin of these people. Where did they come from?
All right. Yeah. So these are British troops right here. It says Britannic.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
After they win, these armies, they don't go back with the white men in Europe. They stay there.
Yep.
Tutsi and Fulani are from Eurasia. They're black-skinned Caucasian colonizers of Africa. Tutsi and Fulani are from Eurasia. They're black-skinned Caucasian colonizers of Africa.